Recently, I got to sit down with the developer of SkyFear. What is SkyFear? Check out this little video I made, and then I'm going to interview him. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey guys, after months and months of waiting, believe it or not, I finally have Telecrex here from SkyFear. Telecrex, say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Would you want to just tell us about SkyFear?
On the surface, SkyFear is an arena shooter with dragons. Underneath, it's kind of like a love letter to a whole bunch of games that I grew up playing.
Like what? What actually inspired SkyFear?
Definitely starts with a lot of games from like the early 2000s, like Halo is a big one, Quake, Spyro, Call of Duty, a lot of shooter games, first-person shooters. I fell in love with video games in like the PlayStation 3 era of things. I feel like there were a lot of games on that console that were maybe a bit over-aspirational for what they were working with. Games like Lair come to mind, if anyone's heard of that.
Lair, that's the game where you could actually fly as a dragon rider, right?
Yeah, it was like a dragon rider. They were trying stuff with like the 6-axis motion controls. It was a little wonky, but I think you could tell that they were pretty into it. The developers wanted to make something awesome. A few unique things in there, like if you managed to fly right up to another dragon, there was like a melee mini game that would play out.
Are you gonna have something like that, or collision, or anything like that?
Well, so there is a bit of collision. There's a variety of attacks. There's close range, you can breathe fire, and long range, there's projectile attacks. And then there's special ability attacks that are kind of unique one-offs.
So you're gonna have like a magic system, or?
There's 4 different magic types you can choose from, and they'll have varying like physical properties and the way that the damage is dealt. There's flame, frost, acid, and then there's fusion, which is kind of like a Godzilla-inspired like nuclear flame.
So you're gonna have different abilities, but are you gonna have different dragons or wyverns, or what kind of creatures are you?
There's a single blueprint for a dragon. It's actually a wyvern design with 2 wings and 2 legs. This dragon can be customized aesthetically. You can select from different horns, skin, eyeballs even, and tail and spines. You can make it your own if you want. There's hopefully going to be enough variety to do that.
Is that going to be unlocked in the game, or is it something you have to pay for?
Nope, you don't pay for it. It's all in the game. You unlock stuff by progressing and just earning XP.
You mean you're not going to have microtransactions?
Nope, no microtransactions. It's all just in the game. You pay for the game, you download it, and then you have everything. You play to unlock it.
Do you know how much you're going to actually ask for this game?
Yes, it'll be $14.99 US.
Wait, whoa. You're going to release this game without microtransactions for $14.99, and you're going to continue development?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, as of right now, the to-do list, there's, I think, over 400 items on the to-do list. It could be a perfect game, but that'll be like several years from now. It's currently playable. There's a lot more stuff that I want to do with it.
How many employees do you have working on this game?
It's just me. Specifically, the game development pipeline is all me. So like the 3D modeling, the animation, environments, sound, networking. I do have 2 other people that are involved, I guess you could say, like studio side, because I put together a company for the publishing end of things. I have a quality assurance and some business management partners. As far as the game development stack, it's all me.
Are you going to be playing against AI in this game, or is it multiplayer?
The whole game is built around player versus player. So I wanted it to be like Mortal Kombat. Ideally, it's probably more fun playing against a human, but you don't need another human to enjoy the game. All of those Mortal Kombat like fighting games you can play versus like a CPU. I wanted that. It's really important to me that this game is playable. If a player does not have a good internet connection, or maybe does not have a lot of friends, that should not prevent you from enjoying a game. So it's really important to me that this game has like offline single player options. For example, like Personally, I really enjoy playing older Call of Duty games against bots. Those games are just like lizard brain. You just turn your brain off and blast people. There will be online multiplayer. You can play with people online, or you can play single player versus bots.
Were there any features in the game that you wanted to include but had to be cut?
Yeah, like a ton. I think this game was probably twice the size. 3 or 4 years ago, it was like twice. Like I had to cut at some point some things to create a more focused game. Maybe they'll come back into the game later.
Is that a plan? Are you thinking that you might end up bringing them back into the game later as you have time?
Yeah, there's quite a few like multiplayer features that I think would be nice to have, like leaderboards, for example. It's like that's something that's not that crazy to build, isn't in there currently for launch. A lot of features like that can be added later.
You said you've been working on this game for 4 years?
A lot longer than that, actually. I had the idea for it around 2010. I didn't start working on the game until around 2015. At the time, I really didn't know Unreal Engine very much. I didn't start spending all of my time on this game until around 2020-ish. So I'd say like the last 5 years or so, this has been like my main thing.
What game engine did you end up building it on then?
This is built in Unreal Engine 4 before they added like ray tracing and any of that.
Are there going to be any new modes?
Yeah, there's a whole board, a whole list of ideas for game modes. Like, Capture the Flag is something that a lot of people have asked for. I have to say it's not in the game right now, but it's definitely something I want to do.
That's something I would play. I like Capture the Flag. That's always fun.
Yeah, and there's a ton of maps that I think I want to say there's like a dozen or more that have been started, but just they weren't finished, they're not ready yet. There's plenty of things that could be added.
If this game is successful, which I think it's going to be, do you actually have plans to put it on console?
As of right now, there are no solid plans for something like that, but that's primarily because I don't have the experience or the resources for console development. I've never done anything like that. But you did say if the game was successful, so if it is, and I can get more resources, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't want to say anything like for sure, because obviously I have no idea what is gonna happen.
I think it's gonna be, guys. I think it's gonna be. People are probably wondering, is there a way to support the game, or what is the best way to support the game and its development right now?
Currently, really the best thing is just to join the Discord server that we got going on. Joining the Discord and wishlisting the game on Steam are like the two biggest things that you could be doing, and share it around. Tell your friends and tell your favorite YouTubers and stuff.
Is there anything you want players to feel, or how do you want them to feel the first time they play Skyfear?
I'm hoping that it feels new. I really hope that it feels like something that you haven't seen before. Even though, like, I think that the formatting of the game is gonna feel familiar to a lot of people. But even with that, I hope that the atmosphere and the overall vibe of the game is something kind of refreshing.
Well, this is going to be a multiplayer game. How is matchmaking going to work?
For right now, there's just going to be a server browser. We're going like really old school. I have no idea what the size of the player base is going to be like. And a server browser seemed to be the most practical way to just get people into games and let them play whatever they want to play. If and when the player base grows to a certain size, that's when I would start looking at matchmaking.
I want to thank Telecrex for taking the time to meet with me and tell all of us about his new game. If you want to check it out, Discord link is down in the description. And if you liked today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Later, players.